Today guys, I want to talk to you about something that I really hope gets added to Grand RP in the future. And it's going to be revolving around when you upgrade your car. Now, if you were to purchase a car from the dealership, it doesn't really have any effect on this because you're still able to sell it for more money depending on what upgrades you put on. But for cars that you're unable to sell, like this Lamborghini I'm driving, I have it upgraded a decent amount, but all of that money I spent on upgrades, I'll never get back. And we're going to dive into that just a bit. So I hope you guys go on to enjoy the video. And if you haven't joined the server before and want to, be sure to click the link down below in the description, click on Start Playing, select which server you want to play on, register an account, and download the launcher. And if you want to play Grand RP on your phone, there's a link down below for that as well. Everything you can do on the PC version, you can do on the go. And if you use code Frolickz when you sign up, you'll get a free rare accessory. Anyways, with that said, let's jump into things. So as I said at the beginning of the video, cars you buy from the dealership, you upgrade them with physical modifications or performance modifications. Either way, you're able to sell them to players in the state. If you were to sell a stock Black Series to somebody, it would probably only go for $5 million. But if you were to sell a fully maxed out Black Series to somebody, you could probably get $10, maybe $12 million for it. But then you take a look at cars you're unable to sell, which a whole lot of people have, since there aren't too many vehicles that you're able to buy from dealerships that are really nice. Like, I can't go and buy this Lamborghini from a dealership, along with 95% of the cars there, so most people have cars they're unable to sell to people, which kinda sucks. But as I said, this car right here, I can't sell. You can see I have pro parts on it, medium transmission, and I upgraded it a little bit at chip tuning. But the state value is still $5 million, and that will never change. Now, this is what would make sense, at least to me. If you upgrade your car, you take a $10 million Bugatti Chiron over to chip tuning, you upgrade the engine once, twice, 3 times, and then one more time. You now got a level 4 engine on that thing, and that will set you back millions and millions of dollars. The first one will cost $1 million. The second one, $2 million. The third one, $3 million, and the fourth one, $4 million. I think. That's a whole lot of money. And if you actually did the math on that, that equates to the value of the car itself, $10 million. So you just dropped another 10 mil on this car, but you decided to get that Bugatti Chiron from a crate or something like that. If you ever decided to get rid of that car, you can't sell it to somebody, but you're able to sell it to the state instead. And if you decide to do that, you will get a whopping $1 million in total. So you lost a lot of money on that car. Your own personal money is gone by about $9 million, and of course that $10 million state value disappears. Now, what would be awesome is if the upgrades you put on, a portion of that money is added to the state value, just like how it is in GTA Online. If you were to take any vehicle, no matter what it is, to a custom shop, upgrade the engine one time, that car will now be able to sell for more to the custom shop itself. We're not selling it to a player, we're selling it back to the game pretty much. Exactly like what we're doing in Grand RP. So some vehicles in GTA, you take them to the custom shop, you fully max them out like crazy, and if you decide to sell them, no, you're not going to get all of that money back that you put into it. But that vehicle will still be worth a whole lot more than it would be if it was stock. I believe you either get 60% back for the upgrades or you get 40%. It's one of the two. But imagine it was like that in Grand RP. You dropped $25 million on upgrades for your car, and you were able to get 40% of that money back when you decide to sell it to the state. Because then the state value of that car would increase depending on how much you spent on upgrades. Like I said, let's say it was a $25 million car, and you drop 25 mil worth of upgrades. That would add on another $10 million to the state value. Now, if you decide to sell it to the state, you'd still get the 10%, which honestly I feel like should be increased as well. But then at least you'll get another $1 million back instead of losing another million, even though you ended up spending 25 million more on upgrades. Either way, it's just kind of crazy to me that you could spend so much money upgrading your car, and if you're not able to sell it to a player, all of those upgrades instantly become worthless. Every single one of the cars in this garage has some upgrades on it, except for a few like that Hennessy Venom, that motorcycle, that TS1, and a couple others, but most of them are upgraded somehow. Every single one of them, though, can only be sold to the state, and if I decide to sell them to the state, they'll all be seen as completely stock, even if they are completely maxed out, which I personally really don't like. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys don't like it either. For some people, they don't really care that much because they're extremely rich. But if you're just one person, you finally got your hands on a nice looking car, you decide to upgrade it a bit, and then later on you're like, you know what, I don't want it. But, oh, I can't sell it to people, so I'm going to sell it to the state. I get 10% of the value of the car. Well, the value of the car is increased since you upgraded so much stuff on it. That's like saying this in real life. If you have a Honda Civic with a regular Honda Civic engine, but then you swap out a bunch of shit and toss in an 800 horsepower Hellcat engine in there, it's still perceived as just a Honda Civic with a regular Honda Civic engine. A Hellcat engine literally costs more than a Honda Civic, depending on which model you get, obviously. But still, they wouldn't do you like that in real life. And to be honest, in game, I feel like it should just be changed. Because I'm not trying to drop 20 million, $30 million on a car after I already own it, and then all of that money that I decided to spend on it is just gone. Even if they gave us 10% back, depending on the upgrades you put on it. Anything more than that would be awesome. But getting 0, to me, just doesn't make that much sense. If it was to be just like GTA Online, 40% would be awesome. 60% would also be awesome. Because then I would actually upgrade some of these cars a little bit. A lot of them I don't bother to upgrade just because of that one factor. Because no matter what happens, yeah, the car is a little bit faster, but it's definitely not worth any more money. If anything, every time I do it, it becomes less and less valuable. Just because I'm spending millions and millions of dollars that I know for a fact I will never end up getting back. So let me know down below. What do you guys think of this idea? You upgrade a car, it increases the value to the state by X amount of money or X percentage. Like I said, I love the idea of it just because it allows us to actually make some money off of the upgrades you put on a car. Even if you're only using a car that has a state value of 50K and you fully upgrade it, you'll get some of that money back. Even if you have a car that's worth $40 million, you'll get a lot more money back if you sell it to the state compared to what you would get right now. I can't imagine some people who have cars that are worth $40 million and fully upgraded everything on them. You're looking at spending like 20, 30, $40 million at least. If I'm not wrong, the engine alone for that type of car is $40 million of your own money. Plus all of the other upgrades, you're probably looking at $60 to $70 million, and now you're sitting with a car that is worth $100 million to you, but to the state, it's worth 40, and they'll give you 10% of that 40 million, no matter what. Either way, I'd love to see it in the future, and if you guys would too, let me know why down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one.